everyone. This is going to be a really quick video, but I wanted you to look at this fact sheet, which you have done. You've taken a quiz about it regarding the Death with Dignity Act in California. Um, so, as you'll see in the next lecture, when I talk about the beginning and endings of human life, there is some different forms of what people consider suicide. You have first suicide where someone takes their own life, which we're familiar with. This Death with Dignity Act is related to something called assisted suicide, where the physician, a physician or medical professional provides the means for a person to end their own life. It is pretty stringent, the law, and several states have similar laws. Oregon, California, and some other states have this law in place. It's not nationally, it's not a federal law, it's not a national law, but various states are making these decisions on their own. And I just, it's a pretty controversial topic, and there's strong feelings on both sides. But since it is law, I just wanted to make sure that you knew what was going on and what it means. And in this case, whether or not you agree, it's good just to know that they're pretty stringent about who can engage in this. And so it has to be someone who definitely has this terminal diagnosis and a prognosis of their life ending pretty soon. And there's like a waiting period between the requests and the person who makes the request. They have to be evaluated that they're making, rational choice, meaning they know what's going on and they're making a choice and they're not feeling pressured to do so. And so all those sort of checks are in place, but people are still worried that this could be abused or people could be pressured into doing something like this by their family if they don't want to continue caring for them, for example. And then there's, of course, people who think that no matter the reason, you should not end your life. If you think about like Kant versus Utilitarian, for example, Kant would say there's an inherent dignity and worth of human life, and that has to be preserved sort of by all means. Whereas a utilitarian or some utilitarian factors that might affect that decision would say, well, even for that person themselves, if they're suffering more than they're having happiness in being alive, then that would be a reason to end one's life. Or if overall, let's say someone decides that it's going to cost so much money and take up so many resources to extend my life just a little bit, and in the meantime, I'm experiencing so much suffering, it's like not worth it. So that's sort of utilitarian factors. So people would have different opinions on this, sort of based on how they view those various issues. But in all cases, it's good for you to know the details of this act. Okay, so I just wanted you to become familiar with this, and then in the next lecture, I'm going to talk about some issues related to personhood, human life at the beginning and at the end. Thanks.